Welcome to this explainer on the grammar of justice. Now, I know what you might be thinking. We usually treat grammar and sentence structure like they're just, mundane school subjects, stuff we left behind in high school English. But in the world of law enforcement, these are absolutely high-stakes tools. The words an officer chooses, the way they build a sentence, even the punctuation they use, can literally be the deciding factor between securing a conviction and watching a case get totally dismissed. So here is our tactical briefing for today's explainer. 1. The stakes of police writing. 2. Sentence structure and grammar. 3. Active versus passive voice. 4. Writing with objective clarity. And 5. The final verdict.
Section 1. The stakes of police writing. Why does this matter so much? Because a police report isn't just a simple record of an event or some diary entry for your shift. It's a permanent legal document. It's the literal foundation of the entire judicial process. As criminal justice educator Dr. Jorge de Jesus points out, and this is absolutely crucial, your report is more than a document. It's your sworn testimony on paper. Months, maybe even years after an incident, when memories have inevitably faded, that report is often the only thing left. Your entire credibility relies on what you put on that page. A poorly written report can lead to some truly disastrous real-world consequences. Bad writing can literally break a criminal case. We're talking about dismissed charges because probable cause just wasn't clearly articulated. It can completely tank your reputation under cross-examination. It can actually become evidence against you in a civil lawsuit, and over time it'll undoubtedly undermine your promotions and career trajectory. Section 2. Sentence structure and grammar. Let's dive right into the mechanical foundation of our sentences, starting with the danger of sentence fragments. Take a phrase like, while observing suspect. That is an incomplete thought. It leaves whoever is reading it totally guessing about who performed the action, which creates a massive legal vulnerability. Compare that to, I observed the suspect reach into his waistband. That's a complete sentence. It's clear, it's actionable, and it leaves zero room for a defense attorney to stand up and ask, wait, who was observing? Or what exactly happened next? On the flip side of that, we have run-on sentences. In the adrenaline rush of getting facts down, officers sometimes cram too many ideas together, like, the suspect ran, the officer chased him. This makes it incredibly frustrating and difficult for prosecutors and judges to track the sequence of events. But by simply adding a period, the suspect ran, the officer chased him, you instantly break the action into clear, digestible, chronological steps. Short, punchy, direct sentences are always your best friend here. Then we've got homophones, words that sound exactly the same but mean completely different things, like confusing there with they are. While it might just feel like a minor typo, simple errors like this make a report look really sloppy, and frankly, it gives defense attorneys an incredibly easy target. If you're careless with your grammar, a jury is probably going to assume you were careless with your investigation too. And let's not forget about punctuation. A single missing comma can completely flip the meaning of a sentence. Take the classic example. Without a comma, let's eat grandma sounds like, well, cannibalism. With the comma, let's eat grandma, you're just inviting her to dinner. In a police report, leaving out a comma can change the whole interpretation of an event, which opens you up to severe misinterpretations on the witness stand. Punctuation isn't just about arbitrary grammar rules, it's literally about preserving the exact truth of what happened. Section 3. Active versus passive voice. Okay, so active voice. It's a sentence structure where the subject performs the action. In law enforcement writing, this is an absolute necessity because it emphasizes direct responsibility. It's concise, and most importantly, it removes any shadow of a doubt about who actually did what. Let's look at the difference. The passive version reads, the suspect was arrested by Officer Diaz. It sounds bureaucratic, it's a little weak, kind of indirect. But notice how the active version, Officer Diaz arrested the suspect, is so much more direct and powerful. It gets right to the point, and it clearly demonstrates professional accountability. Active voice essentially commands the narrative. Section 4. Writing with objective clarity. Now we're getting into the territory where cases are truly won or lost. Ask yourself this. How easily does a defense attorney exploit a single vague word? If you use emotionally charged or ambiguous language, opposing counsel is going to use that exact ambiguity to cast doubt on everything you're saying. Ambiguity is basically a defense attorney's playground. So to fix this, we have to swap out those subjective interpretations for concrete, observable behaviors. Instead of throwing in a vague phrase like acting suspicious, a precise report says, walked in circles, checked door handles. Instead of he got aggressive, give us the observable facts. Clenched his fists, shouted, stepped forward. You need to paint a precise, factual picture that literally anyone can visualize.
This rule carries right over into separating fact from opinion. Take a statement like, the suspect appeared guilty. That is a personal judgment, and trust me, it will be aggressively attacked in court. Now, look at the fact-based alternative. The suspect avoided eye contact, was sweating heavily, and gave inconsistent responses. By strictly drawing a line between fact and opinion, you're letting the judge or jury draw their own conclusions based on verified evidence rather than your personal bias. And listen, speculation is another massive legal trap. Guessing a suspect's unstated motives, like writing, "the suspect probably broke in to steal electronics," just invites a defense attorney to question your objectivity. You must accurately document what you actually saw. The suspect was found inside, with electronics placed near the back door. Let the physical evidence tell the story. Remember, your job is to document, not to mind read. Section 5. The final verdict. At the end of the day, it all comes down to the 4 C's of effective report writing. Your writing must be clear. Leave the confusing jargon at the door. It must be concise. Cut out the unnecessary wordiness. It has to be complete, covering all the required legal elements. And finally, correct, utilizing proper grammar and mechanics. Nailing these 4 steps is what ensures your sworn documentation can hold up under intense professional and legal scrutiny. Because ultimately, the goal here is successful prosecution, right? As one deputy district attorney put it, "When I get a clean, well-structured report from an officer, I know they know the law. And that makes me more confident when I file charges." Prosecutors are relying heavily on your grammatically correct, well-structured reports to build their cases. Your clarity literally empowers their conviction. So, I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. Human memories fade fast. They just do. But your written report, that is permanent. If your written words are the only piece of testimony that survives until a trial years down the road, you really have to ask yourself, is your grammar truly ready to take the stand? Are your sentences prepared to be the ultimate voice of justice? Thank you for joining me for this explainer. Keep writing clearly and keep learning.